when that person keeps ghosting you over and over, you will now be there and you'll be calling them, hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm really worried. You know, I just want to be sure that you're okay. It's a lie. It's a lie. You don't want to be sure that it's okay. You know that it's okay. You just want him to know that you are still waiting, no, because you are a desperate mumu and you are still waiting, no, please. Know that I'm still here. I'm waiting for you to come back, please. No.
And it goes a little something like
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee, as you already know, and if this is your first time seeing this gorgeous face, thank you so much for being here. And to my new subscribers, thank you so much for choosing me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful, and I know what brought you here. It was that last video, wasn't it? That video was the shiznit. The video pissed a lot of people off and it ruffled some feathers, some good feathers, that people were calling me a hoe, calling me a bitch, calling me a bitter woman, calling me a sadist, calling me a stupid feminist. They called me all kinds of shit. Like, it was like... on top of what now? Even one on Twitter was speaking all kinds of English on top of my head. Waiting happen. Even me that I am a British Congo, I was like, where is this English from? I was looking on dictionary to go and find out the meaning of the English, like on top of only my head, because I said women should not be desperate. You are mad. In fact, all of you that did not like the video, come and kiss my ass, yeah? And to those of you who liked it and ended up subscribing to my channel and following me on Twitter, you lot are darlings, and obviously you want the best for women, and that's what I want as well. You know, those are the kind of things that we talk about on this channel. We're constantly elevating women, uplifting them, trying to educate them and teach them things that we've been through and things that we don't want you to go through. Of course, it's going to happen one way or the other, or maybe it might not, but you know what, we can try to avoid it by just sharing our own experiences with you, and hopefully that helps you. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because of a thread that I saw on Twitter, and that thread was hilarious. And I saw that a lot of young women were very upset about that thread, and it's understandable, because if that was me 11 years ago, I would have been in tears, because that thread would have triggered me. Like, I would have been really, really upset if I had seen that thread 11 years ago. And that thread made me laugh because I've been in that situation. And while it was happening to me, I did not know. And then the older I got, I started to see more signs and see things that happened to me and happened to people around me. And I was like, wow. So for me, it's very amusing, and I'm sorry that it hurt you, and that is why I wanted to do this video with you. But before we carry on with this video, I want you to please subscribe to this channel. When you do that, you of course support me, you encourage me, and you also tell YouTube that I should be recommended to other subscribers as well. Thank you so much. So the conversation that we're having today is about a thread that I saw on Twitter about men talking about, you know, their women, women that they no longer wanted, and, you know, these women were just not listening to them. Now, the only thing that I got from that video was the fact that a lot of the women saw those signs, but they just did not want to listen. And that's what I'm going to be basing this video off. I want women to understand that men speak in so many languages. Sometimes they tell you directly, sometimes it's body language, sometimes it's the things that they say by the way, sometimes it is by, you know, how they act towards you, and they want you to hear it. And a lot of times, believe it or not, when men care about your feelings, they don't actually want to hurt you, but they want you to get the message. Now, the older you get, and I don't know, I think some younger women get it now, but when someone wants you, they want you. There are men out there who are looking for you, but you are with that guy that you have seen all the signs with, but you are refusing to leave. And one thing is sure, the reason why all of this is happening is because you don't love yourself. I'm sorry, I know that it hurts your feelings, and probably you think that I'm not right. I'm no therapist, I'm no marriage counselor, I'm not relationship counselor, but I've been there, and I can tell you from my experience and my point of view that people who act like that, people who see signs and don't actually listen to those signs, are people who don't love themselves. When you love yourself, you have a certain level of self-acceptance, self-realization, self-respect, that whenever you see something that's not serving you, you walk away from it without any explanation. I'm sorry, that might sound harsh, but 98% of the time you are right. Your paranoia is not a paranoia. There are signs for a reason. This person is trying to show you signs. And I don't just mean one sign. They have done at least 5 different things in the course of your relationship to show you consistently. And I don't just mean one time, consistently, to show you that they do not want you. Sometimes they do things that maybe confuse you and makes you think that, oh, maybe he does want me. But you shouldn't be waiting around to find out. Why don't you call their bluff and just leave? Leave and see what happens. What you'll find out is once you leave, that person is not coming after you. And I know you know, babe, you're just scared to go because you know that that person is not going to come after you. You know they're not going to beg you. I have seen people in that situation several times and I do not understand it. And I get it because I've been there before, but staying continuously in that situation is what I do not get. See, when I was much younger, those signs, I was oblivious to them. I didn't know what they were. I just did not get it. I just saw it as, oh, I'm your girlfriend, or I'm seeing you and I'm just supposed to just be here through all your behaviors or your attitudes and your 2 sides, that I'm just supposed to be here. The older I got, I started to see that people speak to you in different ways. They actually do. And I know that is a cowardice behavior, but the truth of the matter is sometimes when people care about your feelings, they do not want to say it. And sometimes some people are just cowards, but you are not going to stick around to find out. Once you see those signs, you carry your bag and your pata and everything and you run away. What are you doing? The only thing that made me upset about that thread was when someone talked about attempted murder, but you know what, we're not even going to talk about that. We need to tell ourselves the truth. A lot of women see these signs. We see it. And I'm not talking about domestic abuse. I'm not talking about emotional abuse. Those ones you don't know. Sometimes it just crops up on you. But you see when someone cheats with you while they were in another relationship, there's a chance that they're going to do the same with you. In the beginning of the relationship, they cheat on you. And you're like, oh, you know what, it's just the beginning of the relationship. They do it again and you're like, oh, maybe it's because I gained weight. And then to do it again and you're like, you're always making excuses. Those are red flags. And when someone doesn't listen to you, or when someone doesn't let you speak, or when someone doesn't appreciate you, or they don't compliment you, those are red flags. There are a lot more things that some people do to show you that they do not want you, but you do not want to listen. Let me give you a few of those examples because some of you might not be on Twitter, so let me explain it a little bit to you. What are some of the signs that, help you see that this person doesn't want you? Whenever you're around, this person is moody. They're quiet, they're just sitting in one corner, and you're there like, okay, I came to see you. And it's almost like they're like, okay, if you're here, you're here. If you're not here, you can go. What are you doing there? And then do you know what? Do you know how that kind of situation can confuse you? That person's moody and then they're like, you know what, I'm horny, let me have sex with her. And then they have sex with you and then all of a sudden you're feeling like, oh, okay, they actually want me here. No, they don't. They just got horny and they've seen that you have no self-respect, no self-love, no appreciation, and they're horny and you're there, so why not? But you're confused because they want to have sex with you, but they showed you already that they did not want you there. Another sign, you're the one who's always asking to come over. This person is always snapping at you. Every single thing that you do, they're snapping. If you haven't actually done anything to that person that you're aware of, and they do not have enough respect to even talk to you about it, and all they do is snap at you and give you attitude, cut them off. If that person is always complaining about everything that you do, if that person never compliments you, if every single time you are around that person's friends and they're always talking badly about you, or maybe laughing at you or throwing jabs at you in front of their friends and they don't respect you, this person is cheating on you over and over and over and over. And guess what? You are there either because the sex is good, he eats pussy well, or he has money, or you're desperate, or you don't want to be single, or you're getting older, or life is just doing its thing to you and you want to be stuck with that person. Maybe the person is very handsome and you're like, oh, you know what, let me just stay there. Or guess what? And this one happens a lot because you don't want people to say, oh, I told you so. So you stay in that relationship. Oh my God. that man is going to hate you because he is doing everything in his power to show you that he does not want to be with you, but you are there and you are convenient, so he's going to keep staying with you and he's going to live his life on the side. When that person does not try to invest in you in any way, and I don't mean someone who doesn't have, someone who has, and you can see how they spend money on other things, but they're not investing in you at all. When that person keeps ghosting you over and over, you will now be there and you'll be calling them, hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm really worried. You know, I just want to be sure that you're okay. It's a lie. Is a lie. You don't want to be sure that it's okay. You know that it's okay. You just want him to know that you are still waiting, no, because you are a desperate mumu and you are still waiting, no, please know that I'm still here. I'm waiting for you to come back, please. No, you are not doing it because you're actually worried about that person. If you're really worried about that person, go to their family house to go and find out. If you don't know their family house while you're dating them, then leave them alone. If someone is ghosting you because they had family issues or whatever, when that person comes back, let them show you proof. They should show you the proof that it was really family issues. Maybe someone died. Not that, oh, my family were having arguments. You now ghosted me for 4 months and you are coming back now. I wasn't important enough for you to explain to me. And then you too, you will take that person back, God forbid, to Fiakwa. That's not going to happen. Not on my watch. Me and you, we're wearing the same shokoto. I am not going to let you. Do you understand? If someone ghosts you over and over and over, that person is trying to show you that they do not want you. They don't want to be with you. They don't want to be around you. They get bored and they come back again and you take them back. No, you're not doing that. You're touching your boyfriend and he's flinching. He doesn't want to have sex with you and you're still there. Okay, I have nothing to say about that. I'm sure you know what to do, right? You know what to do in that kind of situation. Like if someone is cringing or they're flinching where every time you touch them and they don't want to have sex with you, like, no. When he keeps breaking up with you over and over and you keep begging, have some self-respect. I know what it feels like to have zero self-respect. I've been there, trust me. I have knelt on my knees to beg a man who has broken up with me. I begged him and I said, please take me back, please, I'm begging. I'll be whatever you want, please, don't leave me, don't leave me. I didn't even love this person. I just did not want to lose them because it just didn't feel right for someone to leave me. Right now, it can't even get to that stage, but if it does get to that stage and you decide to leave me, I will cry. But listen, I am not calling you back. I am not begging. I am going to leave you. If I am not the one who did something wrong, if I did something wrong, I will beg. I'm telling you straight up, if I did something wrong to someone, I will beg that person if they break up with me. But if I did not do anything wrong and that person keeps breaking up with me at the slightest chance and you keep begging that person and they take you back, that person is going to hate you. But you know what happens whenever that person takes you back? They always take something away from you. Somehow now they no longer tell you where they're going. They no longer call you as often as before. They no longer invite you out. They no longer invite you over as often as they used to. They no longer buy you stuff as much as they used to. They still do little bits of things there, to make you happy because, you're a pitiful human now. So they have to do these things to make you happy. When you can be with someone who is going to be cherishing you like a baby. One that is insane to me is when you accuse somebody of doing something and they don't even try to explain themselves to you. They're just like... In that thread, one of them said that when you keep cheating over and over and she keeps forgiving you,
No, about. Oh my God.
It's real because we do it. Why? What is the reason? Why? You don't have to. This person is showing they don't want to be with you. Just leave them and let it go. Is being alone that hard? It's not. And if you don't want to be alone, look for another partner. But that person, this particular person is telling you they don't want you. Just accept it and move on. Every single thing that you do upsets them and you apologize and it's not enough. This person is continuously going on and on about what you've done. They're banging on about it. They're not letting it go. Just know that that person hates you. My favorite one is when you do something so small and that person breaks up with you. So on to the important part. This is the important part because we're not going to dwell on the fact that all of these things that I've spoken about have happened to us and we're not going to get triggered. We're going to learn. We put ourselves in situations that are not good for us, it's our fault. Finding yourself in that situation is a different thing. Staying in that situation is just crazy. And that is the reason why we are having this conversation, because it's very easy for anyone to pretend in the beginning. You can find someone who comes up as amazing, but somewhere along the line, they realize that you weren't someone that they wanted to be with, and they're cowards and they don't want to tell you how they truly feel, and then they start acting out and you don't understand why. But because you love yourself so much and you have self-love, self-acceptance, self-appreciation, you see those signs and you kick it. What are the things that you need to do to make sure that these kind of things don't happen to you? And I don't mean that it can't happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. The difference between you and the other person is the fact that that person will not stay. These people that you think are too proud or egotistical, these people are choosing themselves, they love themselves, and they've decided that they're not going to be in any situation that does not serve them. The reason why those people walk away from those kind of situations is because they love themselves. Now, let me tell you how you can love yourself. Number one, you have to accept who you are. Accept every part of you, the good, the bad, the parts that you're even still trying to improve. You need to love it. And I mean even your flaws, every single part of you, you need to love it. Because when you don't love it and people use it against you, it's going to hurt you. It's then going to make you feel even worse than you already feel. So even if you decide that you want to change it later, that's fine, but you need to first of all accept it. Number two, stop comparing yourself to others. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're telling yourself that you're not good enough. Every single person was created for something else. You need to realize that someone else having something that you want doesn't mean that you're never going to get it. It just means that it's their time and your time is going to come too. You need to see yourself as more than you already are. And that takes me to number three. Be overly confident in who you are. Do not care what anyone says. Let people say that you are too cocky, you're too confident, you're too this. You have to keep hyping yourself up because you are the shit. It doesn't matter if you are not complete in according to, the worldly views, but you as a person, you need to appreciate who you are and just know that you are it. Number four, you have to trust yourself. Trust me, our instincts are the best. Like the words that you hear in your own head is better than what anyone else can say. And the truth is, you always hear the real words. You always hear the truth, but you don't want to accept it because that thing that you want does not want you back and you must have it. And because maybe it's what everyone else wants for you and you're like, no, I'm going to make this thing work no matter what. No. My mind has told me that this thing is not good for me and it's not serving me and I need to listen to it. And you do that, damn the consequences. Don't worry about other people's opinions of you. Whatever they think, that is their problem. Let them put it in their pocket. They can shove it up their ass. Their opinions has nothing to do with you. You need to stop caring about everything that people are saying about you. Always think about what you want first. Not your parents, not your brother, your sister, not your friends, not your bestie. What you want is what's important. But I think you see where I'm going with this. Everything that I've said is about you. It's about building you. It's about appreciating you, respecting yourself. I mean, when you respect yourself, every time you see a sign or ounce of disrespect, you're gone. I don't mean that when you respect yourself that people are not going to try to disrespect you. They're going to try you. But every time someone tries you and you remove yourself, you know for a fact that you've done yourself a good service. You've done the best thing for yourself and you will be thankful to yourself. Your inner self is going to be thankful to you because you did not stay in a situation that would further make you feel less than. So it is important that you realize that a lot of things that people say around you is meant to hurt you, but how you take it in, what you do after is what matters. People are going to try you in different ways, but it is up to you to decide if you want to stick around or not. And I say, whenever you see any of these signs, you need to scram. Don't stick around for any of it. It doesn't matter if you're 47. If someone is telling you over and over that they don't want you, then you need to go. There is no need trying to patch things up. People do it in so many ways, and these signs are there for a reason. They are there so that you can pick up your bags and get lost. Don't even make excuses for them. All of these things, they're too much. They're way too much for you to just ignore it. Sit back and realize that you deserve much more. Stop being scared of being alone. Being alone is not so bad. And even if you want to be with somebody, why don't you just take the chance, broaden your horizon, try to just be by yourself and open your eyes to more opportunities, to more relationships that could come your way and possibly serve you and make you happier. That's that for today, my darlings. I really hope that this video helps you in so many ways, because like I said before, I've been in the situation before and I know exactly what it did to me. Like, let me just tell you quickly the kind of thing that's happened to me before. So one time, yeah, it was my mom's birthday. My mom's birthday is on the 25th of December. And this guy, this was, Christmas Day. And this guy asked me randomly, he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, it's my mom's birthday and I'm just chilling with her. And he's like, oh, so you guys have food? And I'm like, yeah. And so, oh, can you bring me some food? At this time, yeah, I'm desperate for a boyfriend. This was years ago. And I'm like, oh, mom, some guy asked me to bring food. And my mom's okay, no problem. She packed some food for me and I'm taking it over to his house. Do you know that when I get to this guy's house, it was at the door. He collected the food. This guy, before this happened, I was the one who called him more. This person saw me on my own and he came at me. He said he wanted to date me and we were talking, like we're proper talking. I don't know what happened along the line. Possibly he saw something that he just did not like. Maybe he just wasn't interested in a relationship anymore. But this guy did not have the balls to tell me. But I was still so desperate because I wanted a boyfriend that I was ignoring all the signs. Do you know that this person does not call me and I would be the one to call them? In the morning, I would be the one to text them first. I would be the one to always check on them. I'd be the one to be telling them stuff about what's going on in my life. And when all of those things are happening, it means that that person is not into you. They're not busy. They're just not into you. Unless you're dating the president of Nigeria, who I'm sure has time for his own family too. He probably tells his PA that please make sure that you send this person there. Listen, when someone cares and someone wants you in their life, you would know. This nigga did not even have God, I don't know the English to say. He couldn't even tell me. After that, did I leave him? No, of course I was a desperate fool. When you're a desperate fool, you take anything that a foolish person is supposed to take. I did not leave him. I was still calling and I was the one. I now asked him, I was like, oh, why did you take the food from the door? And I was like, oh, sorry, he had someone over. And I was like, eh? I brought food for you and babe. Did I leave him? No. I was still calling him. I was like, oh, why did you do that? That wasn't nice. And he was explaining to me, oh, it wasn't like that. She came unannounced, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, you know what? I can understand. Girls can be annoying sometimes. But me too, I wanted to go back to that house. I wanted to be the babe inside the house too. So that another babe will come and she will open the door. Women, we are mad. Listen, that's not gonna be you, because you don't need to be compete. No, when you start finding yourself in a situation where you're competing for someone or you are fighting. Someone on Twitter said that this babe, that she saw one girl sleeping on the staircase and her boyfriend had locked her out. Do you know that this girl still married that man? Do you know what she's gonna say now? She's gonna say that she's a virtuous woman. She was very calm and she was sweet, and that's how to get a man. That is what you have to do to get a man. That man is probably still showing her shaggy, or maybe he's no longer showing her shaggy because maybe he has decided to change. But you showed him that you can accept anything. So if that man shows that same thing again in your marriage, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. Anyway, I'm just going to end this video here. I hope that you understood everything that I was saying. Thank you so much for watching, my darlings, and have a wonderful day. Mwah.